Hi everyone, I'm here with Enzo and I'm going to do like a little 6-month update. He's 6 months in like 13 days. I just thought this was like a cute little video to do. I asked for questions on my Instagram, so let's have a look and see what people asked. Okay, so Eliza asked, how is his sleeping going? We've had some ups and downs. It's mainly like correlated with his health. But right now we're doing a lot better. We've always had a really good bath and bed routine, which starts at 5:30 bath, and then we give him a bottle and put him to bed. I am trying to get him to like self-soothe and self-settle a little bit more because we are planning to move him into his own room at 6 months. But he usually sleeps till anywhere around like 11, 12, 1, 2, and he's stirring like as it gets later on, and I just like put the dummy back in, or I picked him up to settle him. Like the other night he was a bit cold and needed an extra blanket, and so I put that on him and cuddled him and settled him, and he's been waking up around like 2 for a feed, and then he'll sleep until like either 5 or 6, and he'll wake up. And his day naps, sometimes he sleeps for 20 minutes, sometimes he sleeps for half an hour. That's probably the average, but then sometimes he has like a lot longer, like an hour or even longer. It's constantly changing though. I guess it's like not too bad. A few weeks ago I was a bit worried because he was waking up at like 12 for a feed and there was no settling him, but he'd been pretty sick, and now we've changed his formula again, so he's doing a lot better. Difference between baby girls and boys. What would we say, dude? I don't know. This one's a hard one because I guess they're clothes. I don't know. Like I feel like I dress him in like cute stuff, but like girls have a lot better clothes range and colors and styles than boys. But difference I have noticed with him, he's a little bit behind compared to where Daisy was at the same age. Like his grip isn't as good and he's not rolling over yet. Like a little bit behind in milestones compared to Daisy, but I think that that's normal. And I think that from what I've heard, boys start like walking earlier and talking later than girls as well. Developmentally wise, they can be different, but it's so early to tell already. Does 2 really feel like 10? I want a second, but I'm terrified. No. Like, I mean, I don't know what 10 feels like. I'd hate to imagine what 10 feels like. But two is totally manageable, although I will say like Daisy is in daycare 4 days a week and that helps. She is also of the age, I think wait, like a 3-year age gap is pretty good. Wait until the older one is like a bit older so that they can like, I don't know, help. Or Daisy really loves Enzo and she loves like looking after him, and she's like helping out and things like that. She just loves it. So if you can wait a few years until your oldest is a bit older and they understand a lot more, I think that that can be helpful. Whereas I feel like a lot of people struggle having like 2 under 2 because, you know, they're both still babies. They're in nappies and they need like so much attention, and you know what, you want to spend that time with your first anyway. So I think having a good age gap is key to not feeling like you have 10 babies. Favorite toys, what does playtime look for you and Enzo? So playtime looks like, I'll have to do a little insert, but we have like a play mat and we just have like toys everywhere. We have a good range of rattles. We have mainly kept all of the same toys that Daisy used. So I have like a few, like these rattles are really good because they have a twisted arm and they're easy for them to grab and hold on to, and they make a really good rattle sound. As with this one, he really likes these because they're easy for him to hold and like they're interesting to look at as well. He loves this chicken thing. You put their hand like in it and then they mung on it. He was munging on it so hard last night. It was hilarious. That's just from Temu. I mean, and that's the thing, like I would consider stocking this at Dashmal, but I just am not getting any more new stock in at the moment. But that is great, and they come in a bunch of different colors too. Loves his teethers as well. I did have a bunny one in here. He loves the bunny one from Dashmal. but I think I took it in the pram, and so I didn't bring it back in here, but I probably just need to get another one from somewhere. The pear one is a good one as well because they can just like bite on the little thing. The sun tea that he hasn't really got around to yet. He really loves this Tigger. This is one of Daisy's toys, but loves watching it, loves looking at it, loves watching it glide along the room. Daisy plays with it and like pushes it along. He watches it all the time. He loves some black and white books. We have this like spread out book that has Tigger in it as well. Loves it. They're kind of his favorite toys at the moment. He likes looking at his soft toys. I set them up. Oh, we've got one of the sensory slugs. I'll insert a clip here, but we've got a sensory slug that was Daisy's, and he loves it so much that I put it on, hung it up on his activity gym thing. But he's starting to roll, so he's moving around, so he has really liked his gym. He's kind of getting at the stage where we're gonna need to pack it up soon. But yeah, we do a lot of floor time. Constantly am handing him rattles and toys and stuff like that. How do you feel now reflecting on your infertility struggles? Currently in the trenches myself. My heart, like, I'm gonna get emotional. I don't want to like cry. I'm so sorry that you're going through something so hard and heartbreaking. No one should have to go through that. Like, no one. A lot of you guys have probably seen my infertility videos, and honestly, like, it was the worst time of my life. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. How am I feeling reflecting on it? You know, like, I try not to think about it because honestly, like, I get like this. It just turned me into like a shell of myself, and I finally feel like I'm on the other side of it and I can be me again, and I can go out and have relationships and friendships again, because I just shut everyone out and it was horrible. It was the worst time of my life. And even, you know, trying to get pregnant with Enzo, like, I just feel like I felt like I couldn't be myself because there was this massive dark cloud over me. But like, I guess to anyone, like, it's hard seeing success stories. You look at my journey, we started trying when I was 30 and I'm turning 37 in a few months, and I finally got both of my kids. Like, it took that long for us to have 2 kids. And we didn't get to consider an age gap for ourselves because we just got what it was. We just got dealt what it was. There's so many things that like we put on hold or we didn't do because, oh, what if we get pregnant this month, or we had to do a fertility treatment. You're literally living month to month, and you get out of there, it's kind of like, obviously, like when you have a baby, like your whole life changes anyway, but it's so weird reflecting on it. I know for the first couple of years after having Daisy, holidays, like Mother's Day, Christmas, still hard. Birthdays, still, they stung. And I don't even want to like delve into why, because I'll just get upset. But like, I mean, it's something that changed me forever and I'll never forget. So lucky to be blessed to have 2 beautiful children, like so lucky. I'm just grateful to have it behind me, and I hope one day you can look back at this time and feel the same, because it's just awful seeing it happen. Like, everyone else get pregnant and have it happen to everyone else, move on with their lives, and you're just stuck in the same position watching everyone move on, and it's hard. Any tips for starting solids? So anxious about reactions and allergies, choking, etc. Go and do a first aid course, definitely, because even if you need to do like a refresher one, it's worth doing. We should actually probably do that. We never had any, I think we had one choking incident with Daisy, but it was when she was a bit older. But, you know, just to get them and just turn them upside down and I'll call an ambulance or whatever. We never had any allergies with Daisy. We started the baby-led weaning method of feeding her, which I'll do with him. You just have to make sure you're always there, like watching them and, you know, looking for those reactions. They say that the allergies come through when they have the food the second time. So that's just something to look out for, which I didn't even know. Yeah, just be wary of starting new foods and introduce one new thing per day, and get the suction silicone plates. Honestly, it's not worth having anything else. What's the age gap between your babies and how have you found it? I briefly touched on this before. So we've got just over 3 years age gap, and I think it's really good. Like, Daisy's at a great age. She understands so much and is able to help a little bit. I think it's great. Like, I mean, I don't have anything to compare it to, so. In true baby form, Enzo's having a really off day. I'm wondering if he's getting virus because he's been tugging at his ear a lot, and he's been sleeping a lot. He's actually had a lot more milk than normal. Larissa asked a rough schedule of Enzo's day. He wakes up at like around 6 or so, sometimes earlier, sometimes later, and we usually like get up and have a shower, and whoever's first will like take him in to go do a nappy change and then put him on his play mat in his room, and we just like give him some toys, and then we, you know, because we've got Daisy, like we need to cook her breakfast and get her ready for daycare and whatnot. And so he just hangs out in his room, chills for a bit, and then he will have a bottle probably around like 7 or 8. He doesn't like want it straight away, which is weird because I swear when Daisy would wake up, she would scream like a banshee until we got that bottle in her mouth. So like we'd having the difference between the two. Then we'd just, you know, play in his room until like he has a nap. He usually goes around 2 hours awake window. Now that he's a little bit older, it's probably getting like a little bit longer, although today has not been following this routine at all. And then he usually goes 3, sometimes 4 hours between feeds. With the last formula, it went like 150 ml, 180 ml, 210. But with the new formula, it's 150 and then 200. But I've been doing like a half a scoop to get to 175, making up a formula. So sometimes I do a 150 and then sometimes I do a 175 because I just hate wasting formula. It's always when you make a big bottle that he doesn't drink it. He just wastes it. And because I use a thickener, it literally just gets wasted. Like you can't, it's horrible. And it's so expensive too. We just keep doing that routine throughout the day. Like sometimes we go in the playroom, but if it's just me and him, usually I've actually had a lot of stuff on. So I take him somewhere, whether it be to my mum's or I've got something on like a mother's group or a doctor's appointment, or I go to the shops or something. We do quite often leave the house. Today we're not. Usually like in the afternoon, like when Daisy gets home, probably around 4:30, we come out in the lounge room, especially if he's like between like ready for bedtime or a bottle. We'll put him in his bouncer and just bounce him for a bit until his bath time at 5:30, and then bath and then bed, and yeah, he's usually asleep by 6, which is great. But when he starts solids, it'll all change. Activities to keep him occupied. That's a good one. I don't know, just playing with toys, talking to him, singing, moving him around to different rooms. I actually want to swap over, because he's still in the bassinet in the pram, I need to clean up the actual seat and change that over. So then, but it's like way too cold to go anywhere right now. Like it's just raining and gross anyway. Take him up places and stuff. I also like to FaceTime my mum. He actually responds really well to FaceTime, which they say they do, because it's kind of like a face-to-face, and you know, like having her like, you know, talk to him and stuff, and she likes that. Sometimes during the week, Dean's mum will come over and watch him for a bit so I can get some work done, and she just, you know, shows him toys and talks to him and stuff. I don't know. We don't use like screen time or anything for him. Oh, and you have to do tummy time as well. All the baby milestones bittersweet, knowing he's your last. You know what's funny is some people get like real attached to the fact that it's their last baby, and like he's the last baby I'm having. I'm not getting pregnant again. Like I'm too old for this. Like not getting pregnant and not going through newborn phase again. Like 100% done. But I just like, I don't feel that way, like trying to savor every last moment of him being in my last. I don't know, like I just love him for who he is, and I've loved watching him grow so far, and I'm excited for the future when he's, you know, Daisy's age and we can talk to him and he can do stuff and we can take him places, and you know, I'm excited for that part too. So I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Newborn products you loved, must have with 2 kids. You definitely need either like a bouncer or a swing or something that they love being in that makes them happy, because you know what, when they come into the world they can sometimes be unsettled, and he just loved the Baby Bjorn bouncer. He still loves it. Like if he was upset, you just put him in the bouncer, bounce away, he'd be sweet as. Also look at like time-saving things. We have a sterilizer with a dryer. Love that. Not only the fact that like it's the dryer, but it also keeps, you wash a bottle, you put it in there, and then when they clean, like they're just all nice and neat and tidy, rather than having bottles everywhere like in the dishwasher or the dish rack or you know, whatever. Just things that save time and everything like that. And then also get your toddler heaps of activities to do. There is a little, oh, I thought of something else. Yeah, that's right. About how his sleeping is going, because I was putting him down for a nap, and when I was saying like I was trying to get him to settle a little bit more, he's like a really good baby to put to sleep. Like he's out in like usually less than 5 minutes. Like I see him baby beluga and he's usually like out, if not a little bit past that. Sometimes he fights it and like cries, but he's tired. But I've been trying to just sing him baby beluga and then put him in the cot so that he goes to sleep by himself without me like patting him or rocking him, so that he can then, you know what it's like to go to sleep by himself. Because when I know with Daisy, I would follow like a really strict schedule, and sometimes she just wasn't ready for a nap. But with him, I don't know, I can just pick when he's tired. Like he lets us know that he's tired, and then he's just usually easy to put down. So anyway, that's it for Enzo's little update, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.